Good morning. So today's dream interpretation is about a couple who is not married, but apparently they're maybe thinking of coming into union. And so that's what I think after the dream. So they're traveling to London. As they get to London, they have luggage, right? And then they suddenly have two children, two daughters. They don't say what ages. And then all of a sudden they don't have the luggage. And then the next scene is that they're buying very expensive shoes. They're buying like shoes that are $5,000. And the gentleman is in a very expensive suit. But in the suit, as he sees his suit, right, there's a sash that sort of crosses along his chest in the suit. And that's the whole dream. All right, so the dream is very interesting because it's about a journey that obviously this person, specific male, because this is the male is the one that came with the dream, that he is about to embark with this female partner, right? And so they go to London, so it's a journey, right? And it's quite far, all right? And then all of a sudden when they get there, or who knows what, you know, two children appear, right? So responsibility and they united, right? Even though the children, it seems like they didn't have it. And then they have luggage, right? Which means that, you know, they're having their own luggage, that they're bringing in stuff. And then all of a sudden, you know, in the trip, right? And so they need their luggage in order to travel. And then all of a sudden, the luggage is no longer there, right? So there is no need for the luggage anymore, because apparently where they're going to be is where they're going to be. They're not going to need the luggage, okay? And then all of a sudden they're in this very expensive, you know, store buying very expensive shoes. So they didn't have shoes, which means that they are changing, this person is changing their path because he had to buy shoes. And at the moment that he bought shoes, they were very expensive shoes. So he's going into this era and this stage in his journey of life, which he has to change his shoes out, right? Because he sort of has changed path. And this change is a more maybe higher in terms of material wealth, right? And even though he has, you know, a very expensive suit, he has a sash, right? So there's restrictions that this place, this relationship, this buying of shoes, this wearing of a suit are bringing in, and he feels very restricted, right? And he feels like he's very restricted, and he feels like he's you know, sort of tied, right? He's sort of tied because he has a sash, so he's not free. Like his suit's not free. It's like a sash that's right in the middle, that's kind of uncomfortable for him, that has him sort of held back, right? And so what the whole dream is about is really about this journey that, you know, that he's taking with this woman, right? All of a sudden there's responsibilities. It's a very high level of status that they're in, that he's going to be going into. You know, the shoes are very expensive. The suit is very expensive. There's a trip, you know, that's going to London. And so it's all very kind of elite, but in the whole sense of all this very nice, shiny material, very maybe, you know, jet-setting life, you know, he nonetheless feels restricted, and he kept on telling me, you know, the shoes were so expensive, it was such a waste to buy such expensive shoes, right? So he sort of feels that even though there was money there enough to cover everything, that it was being poorly used because there was no need to spend that much money in those specific items. And in spite of the fact that he had a really expensive suit, he was nonetheless constrained and felt restricted within the relationship. That's it. Love and light. Bye.